Welcome and welcome back, fellow mystics, to my channel, Diaries of a Lunar Soul. So it's been a while and I hope your week went well. Well, mine was tough. Tough in the sense that I had to sort of push myself to complete my assignments, my PhD assignments. And I sort of felt like my heart wanted to do the assignments, but my body was just giving up. Like my body was like, nope, you can't do this. So anyway, so I felt like I had to push through the week. And I sort of think that it's the energy of the collective, because I think the sun is squaring Saturn, and the sun is our ego, our ego, the one that gives us that drive, the one that allows us to take action and go after what we want. But then this Saturn is the planet of discipline. He's like the disciplinarian. So the ego doesn't like hard work. Like the ego likes taking shortcuts. So if it wants to get something, it wants to get that something in the shortest and easiest way possible. But then Saturn is the type of planet or the type of person who's like, nope, if you want to get your PhD degree and graduate, then these are the steps you need to take. You can't take shortcuts. So when the sun, our ego, and Saturn are squaring, it means there's that tug of war. Your ego wants the easy way out, and then Saturn is like, no, you have to put in the work for you to get what you want. Because squares in astrology represent something you need to learn. So as much as the trines and the sextiles are sort of easy energies, but then the squares in astrology are somewhat tough. That it's the things that you can do them, but you'll need to put in extra effort. So that's sort of the energy of the collective I'm picking up right now, that this week we sort of had to really push ourselves to just complete that task. And we were like, it's okay, it's hard, it's tough, you don't want to do it, but just put your foot down and complete it. So that was the dance between Sun and Saturn this week. And that's what I felt this week. I had to push through everything. Anyway, but yesterday I woke up feeling better, I guess. Like I sort of felt energized. In fact, I woke up at 11:11. That's like the best time to wake up, because it's the ultimate symbol of you're in alignment with yourself. 11:11. It's the portal, energy portal number. Anyway, enough about me ranting. So in this reading, this is a soul messages reading, so we're going to tap into your higher self to find out what you need to know right now. And then we're also going to ask your higher self what practical step you can take to feel more grounded, because like I said, this week has been tough. So let's just see what practical step you can take to make it less hard, less tough. Okay, and as usual, there's an energy check just right after this introduction, so please just make sure you watch that energy check before you go to the main reading, because in the energy check I sort of ask spirit and your spirit guides to give me a vibe of your energy or the person who's meant for this reading. And if that message resonates with you, then it means I've tapped into your vibe and I've tapped into your frequency, and the messages that come through in this reading are meant for you. But if the vibe I'm talking about in that energy check doesn't make sense or doesn't resonate with you, then it just means the messages coming through in this reading today are not meant for you. But maybe if you come back at a later date, you'll find that they resonate. Okay, so bottom line, don't force yourself, don't force the message to make sense. Okay, if the next energy check doesn't make sense, then just go back to my other playlists and look for a video there. I'm sure you'll find something that makes sense for you. Okay, so with that said, let's begin. Okay, so let's do a quick energy check and see whether the messages that come through in the main reading are meant for you. And if this message resonates, then it means the main reading is for you, so you can head on over to the main reading. But if it doesn't resonate, then go back to my playlist and look at the other videos there. I'm sure something there will make sense, okay? Don't force this message to make sense, okay? Because this is a general reading. I'm tapping into the energy of the collective, so it's not meant for everyone, okay? But if there's one thing, just one thing that makes you say, that's me, or it makes you feel a certain way, like you resonate with it, and you're like, yes, I feel like this message is meant for me, then yeah, the message is meant for you. Okay, so let's begin. So I'm going to ask Spirit to sort of give me a profile, your profile, like your strengths and your weaknesses. And yeah, let's see what comes through. So let's begin with your strengths. Spirit, please give me the strengths of the person this message is meant for. And the strengths here, this is Spirit's way of making you blush. You'll be like, oh, Spirit, thank you. Okay, so Spirit, give me the strengths of the person who this reading is meant for. Rest and rejuvenation in the opposite. And this sort of ties in with what I said in the main reading, feeling like you need to push through things, because when it's like this, it means you're resting, right? But when it's reverse, it means like pushing through something, a time for action, hard work, right? There's no more resting on your, oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? No resting on your laurels. Okay, so we'll see what messages come through there. So those are your strengths. Give me a weakness. And by weakness, guys, I mean an area in your life where Spirit thinks you can score a 10 out of 10, yet at the moment you score 2 out of 10. Like, it's an area that needs improvement. So it's not like a bad thing. It's just an area that Spirit feels like you need to improve on. And you have the World. I'm sensing connecting with people, honoring your agreements, completing your assignments, because the World card is sort of like a completion card. You've done the internal work, and now you're moving out to the world to show the world what you have. Okay, interesting. Interesting that the Strengths card came in upright, and then the Strengths card came in reverse, and the Weakness card came upright. Okay, so let's get more cards. So let's get a clarifier for your strengths. What are the strengths? Clarifier, please, Spirit. Okay, that one wants to come up. Friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Okay, and it's paired with the rest and rejuvenation. So I'm sensing that collaboration. Okay, let's get a clarifier for the Weakness card. Spirit, give me a clarifier. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. This is a beautiful card. Okay, let's get more cards. More cards means more information, more in-depth reading. This one wants to come up for the Strength. Lover. Interesting. Paired here with the Friendship card. Okay, we'll see what messages come through. And then let's get another archetype card for the Weaknesses. This one sort of wants to come through. Beggar. Interesting. I saw this card when I was meditating on the reading, before the reading, and I was like, I wonder how this would make sense in the reading, and it's come up again. So Beggar. Okay, paired with the indecision. That's an interesting combination. Okay, finally, let's get the last deck of cards. That's for the isolation. Interesting. Which is what I said here with the world, that some of you need to go out. But it's interesting that this is your strength, isolation. Okay, let's get one final card before I tap into your energy. For the weaknesses, impasse. Wow, I also got this message when I was meditating, and I was like, I think I know how this might come through in the reading. So it's come through again. So I guess Spirit is like, yep, yeah, we need you to talk about that. Okay, so just give me a few seconds to tap into your energy, and then I'll explain what I'm getting. Okay, so there's an aeroplane passing. I don't know how that will sound on your side, but I hope it's not too loud. Okay, so with the rest and rejuvenation card in the reversed position, paired here with the Lover, the message coming through here is Spirit wants to say that they're happy about how passionate you are about the things your work, your career, your hobbies. You're very passionate about what you want to achieve in life, yeah, because the Lover card represents, or rather says, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something, yeah. So when it's paired here with the rest and rejuvenation card, it means you're very hardworking and you're a go-getter, and Spirit is so happy, and they want to say that out of everyone around you, the people around you, you exude the most passion in whatever it is area that you pursue. You're very passionate and you're very determined to achieve what you set your mind to achieve, okay? And you do it with such concentration, like you have, because with this isolation card, they're saying you have such you're laser focused, yeah? You're so laser focused. Once you put your mind on something, you will stop at nothing to accomplish it. Isolation, yeah? Like until you finish that thing, that's when you're going to wear that suit, yeah? Because the story behind this card is usually that the person has isolated themselves, but then at the back of their mind, they have this idea that once I'm done being isolated, I'll go out into the world, I'll wear my suit and go out into the world and show the world what I've got, you know? I don't know if I've gotten the story right, but it goes something like that. So you're very determined, you're very passionate about what you do, and you're a go-getter. You stop at nothing until you achieve what you have or what you want, yeah? And you have a laser eye focused. And Spirit is saying this is something that is not so common in other people. The determination you have is rare. And they're saying, good for you. And with this friendship card, understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. They're saying, interestingly, you extend the same kind of passion into your friendships. Like they're saying you're someone who's very loyal. You're very loyal to whatever it is that you put your mind to. You become very loyal to it with the friendship card. So you're loyal to your work, you're loyal to your hobbies, you're loyal to your family and friends. And Spirit is saying that's a gift, because for you, you give your all to everyone. You give 100% to everyone. And whenever you feel like you're not at your 100%, you'd rather isolate yourself to replenish yourself, so that when you do go out into the world, you give people your best. Yeah, with this suit here. So you make sure that whatever it is that you do and whatever interaction you have with people, you always make sure that you give your 100%. And that's something that you do very well, better than anyone around you. And because of that, people find you very loyal and lovable, you know, very loyal and passionate. And that is an aspect that people see in you, the passion that you have for life, the passion that you have for your friendships, the passion that you have for your hobbies. You're a go-getter in everything that you do. Okay? And Spirit is saying, good for you, yay. So if this is something that you didn't know is a personality for you, because sometimes it can be so natural, it can come so naturally to you that you don't even notice that it's something that you have. Spirit is saying, well, guess what, kiddo? You're one of the most loyal, passionate human beings that they know. Yeah. Okay. Then for your weaknesses, let's see. Dependence on others to the exclusion of effort, the world, indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. Impasse. Okay, so so they're saying, as much as you're very passionate about your projects, about the people in your life, your weakness is sometimes you give too much to the world. With this, the World card and the Beggar. Sometimes you're too hardworking. Sometimes you're a workaholic, okay? Which goes against your intuition. You give too much to people and your projects, indecision, that it causes it block, and you forget to listen to your intuition which is telling you, hey, you're going overboard. That's why this impasse card is here. Impasse means, are you seeing this guy is like stopping, is like putting his hands across to say you can't pass here. And usually this card means Spirit is blocking you from pursuing something because it's not for your highest good. Okay, you might be trying to push through to fight to accomplish that thing, but Spirit is like, no, this is not good for you, so we're blocking you intentionally from pursuing it. But sometimes, because of your passion, because of how passionate you are, you try and push through even when your body is so tired, you know, your intuition is blocked. And the reason, Spirit is saying, sometimes the reason you feel like you have to push through everything is because you've pushed yourself to the limit, okay? And you're pushing now yourself, you're hanging by a thread, and that's why it feels like so hard, like a beggar, like you're so drained of your energy. Okay, oh my god, the message here is the message here is all over the place. Let me see if I can sum this up again. So with the World card and the Beggar, Spirit is saying, as much as you're very passionate about your projects and you're very loyal to your whatever cause you put yourself to, Spirit is saying sometimes you push yourself too hard, okay? You push yourself too hard and you become so drained. Yeah, you give yourself such high standards. There's sometimes the standards you set for yourself are too high. You give yourself unattainable goals with this impasse card. Yeah, and the reason you find yourself like you're pushing too hard is because you've given yourself an unattainable goal, and Spirit, and with you pushing that hard, it blocks your intuition, it blocks your creativity, okay? That passion that you feel, anytime you feel like you're pushing too hard, it's because your intuition is blocked, okay? Because naturally when your intuition is open, information will flow through to you very easily, okay? But when your intuition is blocked, sometimes Spirit is saying they do that intentionally so that you can just pause and take a break and relax, because you tend to be a workaholic. Your passion, sometimes you confuse passion for workaholism, okay? That's what Spirit is saying. That's your weakness. Sometimes your passion goes overboard and moves into workaholism, and probably that's why in the introduction I sort of said this week has been tough. I felt like I just needed to push through everything, like I needed to force myself to do things. But it's interesting because Spirit is saying that's not how you accomplish things, okay? Because the orange is the energy of the sacral chakra, yeah? So when this card is coming up here, it's saying anytime you feel like you're pushing yourself to do something, you should take a step back and really evaluate and see whether are you pushing yourself because you sort of want to fulfill a deadline that other people have set for you, or are you pushing yourself because this is something you want to learn from? Remember I talked about squares being a learning curve. So you have to be, there's a thin line between pushing yourself because you want to please other people, the beggar, self-esteem, and pushing yourself because you want to learn something new. Because anytime you're learning something new, then it's natural you have to put in a lot more effort, yeah? But Spirit is saying sometimes you have a hard time drawing the line in decision. You have a hard time determining whether you're pushing yourself because you want to accomplish a goal and you want to learn something, or you're pushing yourself because you want to please someone else. And Spirit is saying most of the time, whenever you're pushing yourself, they're saying, interestingly, they're being very specific here with this impasse card. They're saying most of the time when you push yourself, it's because you're trying to fulfill the requirements of other people, okay, rather than listening to what your intuition is saying. And most of the time your intuition is saying, wait, you're tired. Don't push yourself too hard. You're tired. Just relax and take time to breathe out, and your creativity will come back. You don't need to push yourself too hard. That's usually what your intuition is telling you. But then, because of your workaholism, which usually you confuse with your passion itself, you sort of push too hard. So Spirit is saying, for you, anytime you find it that you're pushing yourself too hard, then it means it's because you're trying to fulfill the ideals of the world, okay? So take note of that, okay? That's one of your weaknesses. You have a hard time determining when you're doing what you're doing so that you can please other people, or you're doing what you're doing so that you can please yourself. And Spirit is saying, when such a time comes up, when this indecision comes up, when you're unsure about why you're pushing yourself too hard, Spirit is saying, just evaluate and see. Are you pushing yourself too hard because you want to please someone else? Or are you pushing yourself because this is an area you want to learn? If it's an area you want to learn, they're saying your intuition will naturally give it to you without you even having to push too hard, okay? So yeah, that's your weakness. So let me wrap up. For your strengths, you're very passionate, you're very driven, you're very focused. Anything you put your mind to, you always achieve, okay? And you don't stop until you achieve what you want, okay? And also you're very loyal to your friends, to the people around you. And Spirit is saying that is something very rare. People are lucky to have you as a friend. That's what Spirit is saying, because you'll go to the ends of the world to help them, okay? But then for your weakness, they're saying sometimes that passion you have, you have a hard time seeing that it can cross over to workaholism, giving too much of yourself to people, to a cause, to a job, to a career. You give too much of yourself to that cause. You become so passionate that it becomes a workaholic tendency, okay? And that blocks your intuition and blocks your creativity. And when that creativity is blocked, then that's the time when you normally feel like you have to push so hard to achieve what you want to achieve. But Spirit is saying, for you, you're such a creative person, you're such a passionate person, that you don't need to push yourself too hard to achieve anything, okay? So use that as a litmus test. Whenever you find yourself pushing too hard, you have to evaluate whether are you doing it because you want to please other people, or are you doing it because you genuinely want to learn what you're trying to learn, okay? If you find that you're doing it just to please other people, and you have to be really honest with yourself, because sometimes it's hard to decipher whether you're doing it to please people or you're doing it to please yourself. But Spirit has given you a clue here about how you can know whether you're doing it to please other people or whether you're doing it to please yourself. They're saying, for you, when you know how you're doing it only to please other people is when you find yourself that you have to push yourself too hard. So if you find that you're pushing yourself too hard, just know whatever it is that you're doing it to please other people. And that should not be the case. You should always do what you're doing to fulfill yourself first, okay? And your intuition will always tell you through your body. Your body will tell you, nope, hey, we're tired, we can't push through. As much as we're passionate about this project right now, we need to rest, we need to replenish our energy, okay? So yeah, if this makes sense, please by all means head on over to the main reading. I'm curious to find out whether more messages about this energy will come through in the main reading. But if this energy check did not resonate, then don't force yourself to listen to the main reading. Just go back to my other playlists and watch the other videos there. I'm sure something will make sense. But also, maybe next week or tomorrow, the messages that come through here might make sense for you. So you can come back to this reading at a later date and see whether it makes sense, okay? So right now, let's move on over to the main reading. Okay, so if you've gotten to this point, then it means the energy check resonated with you. And I'm so happy and glad that you decided to continue on to this main reading. So yeah, let's see what messages come through from your higher self and see whether they want to continue what came through in the energy check. So in the energy check, we saw that your strengths are that you're very passionate and you're a go-getter. You stop at nothing until you achieve what you want. And you're very loyal to whatever cause you put your mind to, or your friends, your family. You're very passionate, yeah? But then your weakness is that sometimes that passion turns into workaholism. And it turns into workaholism because you have an unconscious need to please other people, yeah? So normally that passion comes through as you're overworking yourself. You're pushing yourself too much just so that you can match the ideals of someone else or fulfill the requirements of someone else. But Spirit sort of saw that as a weakness because they're saying it blocks your intuition. You pushing yourself too hard blocks your intuition and blocks your creativity. It blocks that passion that comes through from inside of you so naturally, okay? So that's a weakness, that sometimes you become a workaholic, yeah? And it's because you want to please or fulfill the needs and requirements of other people, and this leaves you drained, okay? But overall, you're a very passionate person. So right, so let's see what messages the soul wants you to know right now. And let's start with the theme, and that wants to come through. Blue lace agate, find your calm. Yeah, so this ties in with what I said even in the introduction, that for some reason this week I just felt like I had to push through everything, yeah? Like, and I guess for some reason I felt like I needed to push through everything because I was not calm, because I sort of had there's a car passing. Hope it's not too loud. Anyway, so yeah, I felt like the reason I had to push through was I was sort of anxious. Like I had deadlines to meet, you know. I was nervous, anxious, just agitated because I had deadlines to meet. So it's interesting that that's the energy also of the collective. So the message coming through is find your calm. Stop being so anxious about what the world thinks about your projects or your ideas. Sometimes just tune out the voices and just listen to what your heart says. And your heart says, calm down, kiddo. Everything is gonna be okay. Okay? So yeah, that's the energy, the theme of this reading, to find your calm amidst the chaos, because this week was chaotic, I must say. So yeah, so let's see tarot, what messages come through. So we're going to look at what messages your soul wants you to hear right now, and then what practical step your soul wants you to take in regard to the messages that come through. So let's see, what messages do you need to know right now? What does your higher self, those are too many, what does your higher self want you to know right now? What does your higher self want you to know right now? Six of Wands in reverse, exactly what I just said. Stop requiring external validation from people, because the Six of Wands like this usually means getting praise from other people. Yeah, see that people in this card here at the background, these white people here, the white hands, yeah, and she's getting praise for a job well done, right? But then it came in reverse, meaning stop requiring external validation from people. Okay, so let's see what clarifier there is there. Spirit, please give me a clarifier for that message. It's so interesting how my introductions and my okay, this one wants to come through. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Oh my god, what I just said about find your calm, everything is going to be okay. Interesting. Anyway, so as I was saying, it's interesting how, oh my god, I say interesting so many times. It's amazing how my introductions, the messages I say in the introduction usually always end up coming through either in the energy check or the main reading. And I usually don't plan what I say. Like, I don't plan what I say in the introduction. I usually just talk about what my energy was like and what I was feeling. And I'm glad that they usually come through in the main reading. Anyway, okay. So let's get, what practical step do you need to take? Two of Swords. This is sort of repeating what came through in the energy check. The indecision. Two of Swords usually means indecision. Okay, so what practical step? She's blindfolded. Let's get a clarifier for that. Spirit, please give me a clarifier for the Two of Swords. Okay, these two wanted to come through, so I'll take both of them. And we have the Ace of Cups and the Five of Wands. Again, people. Oh my god, I think I've already said what I wanted to say here, but anyway, I'll repeat. So let me just first get the messages. Let me pick up your energy. The Six of Wands and the Wheel. Okay, so what you need to know right now is what I've said already. With this Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune paired together, your soul wants you to know that you need to let go of this need to get external validation from people. Yeah? Sometimes they're saying unconsciously you do what you do just so that you can please other people or you can get external validation. It's not so obvious, but your soul is saying sometimes you don't notice that you're pushing yourself so hard because you just want to make someone else happy. And it's not a bad thing to make people happy, but your soul is saying sometimes you do it at the expense of your own needs and requirements. Yeah, you push yourself too hard, and in doing so you forget to go against the will of your soul. Because remember, I think in another reading I said your soul holds the blueprint of your life, how you intended your life to be like in this lifetime. So with the wheel of fortune in reverse, because the wheel of fortune represents spirit's plan, yeah, plan of the spirit, like surrendering to the divine. Yeah, she's just balancing on one leg and hoping that, yeah, spirit is gonna catch me, spirit has my back, right? Your soul has your back. So whenever you please other people, whenever you do things just so that you can please other people, even if it's for a good cause, they're saying sometimes it ends up feeling like you're pushing yourself too hard because you're going against the plan of your spirit. Your soul has a timeline. Even let me put that timeline. Yeah, your soul has a divine timing for everything. So sometimes whenever you feel like your deadlines are too close and you're not meeting your deadlines, and you start worrying about meeting your deadlines because so and so told you should submit this by this day, or you should complete this assignment by this day. Granted, yes, you should meet your deadlines, yeah, but spirit is saying don't take it too seriously. Sometimes if your body is tired, just listen to your body. Okay, things happen for a reason, the divine plan. There's a reason you felt like you didn't have the energy to pursue what you wanted to pursue, because like I said, naturally you're a very passionate person. Yeah, you're a go-getter. You go for anything you put your mind to, you will go for it, and you will not stop at anything until you achieve it. Yeah, but your soul is saying, so those times when you feel like you just can't do it, you just can't go forward, then you should take note of those days, because those are very rare days. Generally, you're a very passionate person, so when those days come when you don't feel like doing something, it means your soul is saying these are the times you told yourself that you'd take a break. Yeah, take a break and just relax, calm yourself. Yeah, find your calm. And once you calm down and you stop worrying about what the world will think if you don't meet those deadlines, then your creativity is going to come back. Okay, so that's what you need to know right now, that sometimes throw away those deadlines, forget about those deadlines, stop overworking yourself. Because whenever you feel like you're stuck and you really want to do something, because remember, even in the introduction I said my heart really wanted to complete my assignments, but my body was just like, nope, Howie, you gotta relax. So, and that's the message that's coming through here, because I usually pick up the energies of the collective way before they happen so that I can be able to teach about them. So the message coming through here is, I repeat, sometimes don't take life too seriously. Okay, just trust that spirit has your back. Trust that even if that deadline is tomorrow and you haven't completed what you needed to complete, trust that the hard work that you've put in before that is going to carry you. Okay, and things are going to be okay. Things will turn out okay. You have to trust yourself and stop worrying so much about what other people are going to say. Okay, don't take life too seriously. It's not the end of the world if you don't meet that deadline. It's not the end of the world if you don't submit that assignment. Okay, because whenever you put yourself in that state where you're only doing something so that you can please other people, it limits your growth, and it cuts you off from your creative potential, from your passionate energy, that passion that comes through from you, that allows you to just complete your creative project so easily. Yeah, and for some reason I remember during the week I was like, oh my god, how come this is the one time I'm finding it so hard to complete something, you know? And now I see why. It was because I was so worried about trying to fulfill the deadlines that were set by other people, and I forgot to just relax, listen to my intuition, which was telling me, if you just take a break for one day, then tomorrow you will have all the words you need to write in your thesis. Your energy will be smoother and will flow better. Just relax. I should have listened to that voice. Instead, I was sort of worried about disappointing my supervisors. And this is just not about me. This is also about you guys. I'm just using myself as an example. Where in your life did you feel like you were pushing yourself too hard because you wanted to accomplish deadlines set by other people? Whatever area in your life that was happening, your soul is saying, you don't need to push yourself too hard, okay? Sometimes don't take life too seriously. If your body is tired, listen to your body. Just trust that Spirit has got your back and it will not let you fail. Even if you don't submit that thing on time, Spirit will not let you fail. Like, the repercussions will not be so huge that your life is over, okay? Just trust that Spirit has got your back. Trust in the divine plan. Trust in divine timing. Sometimes you feel stuck because it's not the right time. Remember that impasse card that came up in the energy check? Sometimes Spirit blocks you from pursuing something because it's not the right time, okay? So instead of you pushing too hard, just take a step back, relax, and wait for that time when you need to take action, okay? Spirit will let you know when it's the right time to take action. That's the message coming through. Then for the practical step that you need to take, which I think I've already said here, with this Two of Swords, it's just reiterating what I've said. Stop bothering about what people say, what people think, okay? See, she has her blindfolds on because she's like, I don't want to see what those other people want me to hear, okay? These crows are sort of trying to untie the blindfold, but she's like, it's like she's trying to fight them away. So the message coming through here is, make your own decisions. Trust that the decisions you make are correct and they'll lead you on the right path, okay? So if sometimes you just want to relax and not want to fulfill the requirements of other people, then sometimes just tune out, block people out, okay? Tell them, hey, well, yeah, there's a deadline, but right now I don't have the strength. If I can't give my 100%, then I'd rather chill, okay? So tune out. That's the practical step. Sometimes you just need to tune out what the world says. See, with this card here, the Five of Wands usually means too many people trying to accomplish the same goal. Yeah, like that saying, too many cooks in the kitchen spoil the broth. Anyway, too many cooks in the kitchen. So the message here is, sometimes your creativity, your passion, this Ace of Cups, yeah, because the cups represent passion and creativity. Sometimes your creativity is blocked. You feel stuck. You feel like you have to push too hard because you're trying to accomplish so many people's goals. Like, you're trying to fulfill your own goals, other people's goals, and that's why you find like you're pushing too hard. And the practical step here is, sometimes you just need to focus on yourself. Just focus on what you want to do and how you want to do it, and tune out the voices of those people, other people, your bosses telling you, you need to submit this at this time, or you have this deadline, your teacher's telling you have this deadline. You need to tune them out, okay? And just focus on that creative project that you want to do. And if at that moment in time your soul is telling you, well, right now we are stuck and we can't think, then listen to that voice, okay? Don't push yourself too hard, because when you're pushing yourself too hard, you get stuck. See, these sticks are going all over the place. It's like, okay, so how are we going to get to this fire when this one is facing this other side? This one is not even there. This one is underneath. This one is on this other side, yeah? Competing goals. Just practical step is, don't push yourself too hard. And the moment you feel like you're pushing yourself too hard because you have deadlines to meet and people who you're collaborating with need some work done, your soul is saying it's okay for you to tell them sometimes that, okay, right now I can't work with you because I am so tired that I just need to focus on myself first, replenish my energy, and then I can come forward to you and we can discuss. So don't be afraid to not collaborate. Okay, sometimes it's okay to just listen to yourself and just work on your own project and trust that the decisions you make are going to be the right ones. You don't always have to follow what other people want you to do. Okay, so yeah, that's the message. Sometimes just tune those voices out. Don't take life too seriously. Stop seeking external validation. Just trust that Spirit has got your back, and trust that those times when you feel like you're stuck and those times when you feel like you don't have the energy to do something, just know that sometimes that's Spirit's way of blocking you from pursuing something that is going to drain your energy and consequently block your creativity and make your journey much harder. Okay, the you being stuck sometimes is Spirit's way of telling you it's time to pause and relax and find your calm. Okay, and then once you've done that, then you're ready to go out into the world and take over the world. You know, that passion that you have, you will know. Okay, so don't push too hard. Right, I hope this message makes sense. I'll sort of have to listen to it again to see whether it made sense. I'm not so sure, but I hope it makes sense. Okay, so let's wrap up this with some final guidance from your spirit guides on way forward. I'll use this deck for surrender. So Spirit, what final guidance do you have for them in regards to the way forward? Surrender the drama. Guys, you can't make this up. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. Which is exactly what I've just said. That just tune out, okay? Tune out those voices. That pressure you get from people to fulfill deadlines or meet deadlines, or you have to do this so that you can be able to accomplish this. Sometimes you just need to find your calm, okay? No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm, find your calm, and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. The don't contribute to the drama here means don't push yourself too hard, okay? When you feel stuck, pause, take a break, just relax, okay? Even if people behind you are saying, no, you gotta do it, they're trying to pressure you to complete because you have deadlines, your soul is saying, and I repeat over and over again, sometimes you just need to tell people, shut the hell up, I'm gonna do me. And I'm gonna do it when I want to do it, not when you want me to do it, okay? Surrender the drama, remain calm, okay? And I feel like getting another message from another deck. Let's see, let's get from the animal deck, because the animal usually, oh, okay. Those ones just wanted to come through even before I said anything. So the penguin wanted to come through. The period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing, and you're a lot tougher than you think you are. So these cards that just jumped out even without me saying anything, the message coming through here is, for some of you, if you've been feeling stuck, like I've constantly said throughout this reading, your guides are saying, it's okay, don't worry. That tough time is passing, okay? Just hang in there, and just hang in there. You're a lot tougher than you think you are, okay? But don't be too tough on yourself. Don't push too hard to the point where you feel drained, okay? Do the much that you can, okay? So don't quit altogether. Just do the much that you can, but then don't go overboard, okay? So just do the much that you can, and they're saying, don't worry, your hard work is going to pay off. That period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing, and your hard work will pay off. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. So if for some of you, you've been going through a tough time right now, Spirit is saying, just hang in there. You're almost out of it, okay? Just hang in there. And if you feel like you need to rest, just rest. Take a break. It'll help you get over this darkness even faster, okay? Right, so with that said, hope to see you in my next reading. I hope you have a lovely week, and you can check out my other readings in the playlist. I'm sure you'll get something there. Other than that, see you in my next reading. Bye.